Okay, so generally there are 3 different kind of blush brush kind of shapes. So I'm just going to show you. These are my 3 different Mica Bella shades. This one is used for doing powder. This one can be used for cheeks. I prefer to use the smallest one for cheeks so that it's more direct. It's very easy to overdo it on blush. So I prefer to use a fairly small fluffy dome brush to do that. Now they also have the small angled brush, which is really good for doing the contouring as long as you're careful. And remember when you're doing your contouring that your bones are curved, they're not straight. So when you are doing your contouring, make sure you're following that curve of your bone. So for mine, that's like right kind of up in this way. Okay, so here are some of my Artistry blushes. And I use pretty much all of them. I just, depending on like the tone or the tone of the blush, I just may use cool or warm highlights and contour colors. So I'm just going to show you a few different ways to apply blush. So I'm going to use fairly dark. I'm going to apply it fairly dark again so you can see it. Okay, so I've picked up on my brush. Okay, and this is going to be kind of like a more embarrassed. So you're going to focus on the apples of your cheeks. Okay, and then you're going to bring it kind of up and around. Okay, and then you're also going to bring it down. So this is going to be kind of like an embarrassed kind of more fleshed look. This isn't really one I don't think that I would recommend for you, but it is a technique. Okay, so this blush application technique is kind of going to elongate the cheekbone, and so the contouring underneath this cheekbone is going to be really important, but we'll go over that later. So I'm just going to pick up some color. Okay, and we're going to focus the color kind of right dead center in the middle. I'm not sure if you guys can see that too well. Apply it a little bit darker. It's kind of hard because all my acne spots there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you're focusing on the center, and then you're going to start pulling it down towards the apples of your cheeks. Okay, and then up into the hairline. Okay, so that's like a kind of elongated look. Okay, the next one is going to be the more dull one. So again, this one you're just focusing on the apples of the cheeks. Okay, so you press down and kind of going around, and you're kind of pulling that color out and around. Okay, so that's another way. Okay, so the next blush technique is like a radiant kind of look, and it's generally the most way people apply their blush. So the blush is going to be focused here, and it's going to be in a larger area than what the other side is. Okay, and then it's going to be blended down, kind of just below the apples of the cheeks, and then brought up to the hairline. Now for your facial shape, you can choose any blush technique that you want, and because you have an oval shaped face. So, but the two that I would like to see on you for sure is definitely the doll shape and the elongated. So while we're on that, let's do a little bit of the contouring for the cheekbones. So because you do have the oval shaped face, this contouring isn't really necessary, but if you want to give that extra dimension, you can. And so I always use my as it falls out. I always use my Artistry 3D blush palette. So this is a warm, like it comes in both cool and warm, and I'm gonna say for you, you're gonna want to stick to the warm contour shades. That way you can use any kind of blush color that you want. Okay, so I'm just picking up some of the darker shade, and I'm going to be applying it right underneath my cheekbone, and I'm going to be bringing it up and around. Okay, so I would apply this before I apply my blush. Now I like to give my face a little bit more dimension, so I usually pull some of that contour color down a little bit. That's not something, of course, that you are going to have to do unless you want to try it. And then I would apply my blush in the desired technique that I chose for that day, and then I'd pick up my warm highlight. And so the highlight is going to go on top of your cheekbone. So just kind of applying it this way. Okay.